Explain a complex AI concept to a non-technical stakeholder.
This one's different from the other behavioral questions, and people miss that. Explain a complex AI concept to a non technical stakeholder is not a story you tell, it's a live test. They're going to watch you teach right there in the room. Pick a clean analogy, strip the jargon, and check the person actually followed you. The trap is showing off how much you know. The skill is making the other person understand. They focus on this because half the AIPM job is acting as the translation layer between research and the business. The scientists talk in embeddings and context windows. The VP of sales needs to make a call by Friday. If you can't stand in the middle and make one side legible to the other, you can't do the job. In the next few minutes, I'll give you the 4 moves that make an explanation land, then a full work demo, then the follow up questions. 4 moves, and each one prevents a specific mistake. Move 1. Anchor to what they care about. About 30 seconds. Start from the problem the stakeholder has, not the concept. Not, let me explain retrieval, but you asked why the assistant sometimes cites the wrong policy, so let me show you how it finds answers. You've earned their attention by starting where their pain is. Move 2. One analogy, chosen well. About 90 seconds. Pick an everyday thing that shares the concept shape. Say the analogy, then map each part back to the real thing once. And here's the discipline. Do not stack 3 analogies. One that genuinely fits beats 3 that half fit and leave them more confused than when you started. Move 3. Strip the jargon. About 90 seconds. Say the plain English version of each term. If you absolutely must use a word like embedding, define it in the same breath in normal words. No acronym gets to sit in the air untranslated. The moment you say vector similarity to a sales VP, you've lost them and you won't know it. Move 4. Check for understanding. About a minute. Never assume they got it. Ask them to say it back or ask a question that reveals whether it landed. Something like, so if we add a new policy doc, what has to happen before the assistant can use it? Their answer tells you whether you taught or just talked, and then close by, tying it to the decision they actually have to make. Teaching with no payoff is just a lecture. Let me show you all 4 moves in one go. Explaining RAG to a sales VP. You asked why the sales assistant sometimes quotes an outdated discount policy. Here's how it works. Think of the model like a smart new hire. Brilliant writer, but they haven't memorized any of our policies yet. Retrieval augmented generation RAG means we never ask them to answer from memory. It's an open book exam. When a rep asks a question, the system first looks up the most relevant pages from our policy library, hands those pages to the model, and only then asks it to write the answer using what it just read. There are 2 separate jobs here, the looking up and the writing. When it quotes an old discount, that's almost always the looking up part fetching a stale document. It's not the model making things up. The fix is in our library, not the model brain. We keep the docs current and pull the retired ones. Let me just check I explained that well. If legal updates the refund policy tomorrow, what has to happen before the assistant gives the new answer? And the VP says, you'd have to put the new doc in the library and take the old one out. Exactly right. Which is exactly why I'm asking for a doc owner on your team so the open book stays current. Look at what that did. It anchored to his problem. One analogy, the open book exam, mapped cleanly and then dropped. Every term in plain words. A real comprehension check. And it ended on the decision he needed to make. Assign a doc owner. That's the whole technique in 90 seconds. If you want a second concept to keep in your pocket, here's fine-tuning versus RAG for the same audience. RAG is the open book. We handed the pages. Fine-tuning is more like sending the new hire on a training course, so the knowledge is baked into how they think. Open book is faster to update and easy to keep current. The training course takes more effort and you redo it whenever things change. But the hire gets naturally better at the work style. For our policies, which change monthly, the open book wins. Same shape, same discipline, one analogy, mapped and dropped. Here's what makes them lean in. First, one analogy, mapped cleanly, then dropped, with no jargon left, sitting undefined. That's rare and it reads as genuine command of the material. Second, a real comprehension check, and you use their answer to confirm it landed rather than plow on regardless. And third, you tied the concept to a decision so the teaching had a point. That's the PM signal. You don't explain for its own sake, you explain to unblock a call. Now, the ways people fail. The first is showing off, reaching for vector similarity and context window in front of a sales VP because it feels impressive. It isn't. It's the exact opposite of the skill being tested. The second trap is three competing analogies that muddy each other. You think you're being generous with options, but you've just made it harder. Pick the one that fits and commit. And the third is no check for understanding at all, so you sail on and never find out you lost them at minute one. Expect the interviewer to play the stakeholder. They might frown and ask if the model is wrong or the document is wrong. Don't retreat into jargon. Stay in the analogy and say the document is outdated. The model just read what we gave it. If you can hold the plain language under pressure, that's the whole test passed. The whole picture, anchor to their problem. One analogy, mapped and dropped, every term in plain English. Then make them say it back and land it on the decision they have to make. 4 moves. The last one is the check, which everybody skips but actually proves you taught. One line to carry in, one analogy, every term in plain words, then make them say it back. If they can explain the next step to you, you taught.